Well, it's my honor, deep honor, to be able to close out this amazing afternoon. Everybody here who hasn't had a chance to stand up here and look out over this room, you should come up during the mingling time. For those of you who are watching on the live stream, there's incredible energy here, and I'm just deeply grateful so many people came. I do want to echo a comment made earlier by our two board members, which is really directed at the live stream audience. It is really important that we're having this conversation about young people in the South and about the South. And there are so many reasons, including the history, but one of the big reasons, speaking as someone who doesn't live in the South, there's no way the United States can have a promising future unless we uplift young people in this region of the country. Yes, please cheer. Our next generation, the next generation for this country, it lives in Georgia and North Carolina and Florida and Texas and the South. And so all of us, everybody on the live stream has a stake in you in this room, and your work is our model and is crucial to us. So a few thank yous. First, Congresswoman McMath was amazing. I know she had another commitment, but we should thank her again. Ian, you're still here, right? Yes, Ian Bridgeforth. I just want to say that I took so many things from that conversation, just to call out a couple things really quickly. One was just how connected the issues were, right? When you put young people's own needs in the center, you talk about post-secondary education, you get to childcare, you talk about justice, you get to transportation, you get to young children. Part of what we do at CLASP is we try to help make those connections for national policymakers, and we try to help advocates in the states when you need support making those connections in your own state. And I loved Congresswoman McMath's point that you can tell the story and change the narrative from inside and outside. She's doing it in the Congress. There are state legislators, there are county commissioners, there are governors, there are mayors around the country who want that. And so again, part of our job is to be outside and inside, to help people tell those powerful stories when they're ready. But that panel wouldn't have been what it was without our incredible moderator and my colleague Keisha Bird at CLASP. All of you know her as a friend or a family member, but I get to know her every day as a colleague. She's brilliant, she's inspiring, and she keeps us living up to our standards. Her integrity keeps all of us as an organization moving forward. Thank you, Keisha. I want to thank again our board members, our board chair, Levita Battle, our board members, David Dodson and Jamira Burley. I want to thank our partners. It is incredible that you put this together. And I just want to give a shout out to the CLASP staff who are here and who are watching this event in Washington, D.C. Dewey Pham, where's Dewey? There he is, stand up. Marlene Mendoza, stand up. Tom Salyers, where's Tom? Beth Barefoot. And in D.C., Mary Faxon, Andy Barris, Barbara Samito, and Corniki Whitley, who've made this happen. So my last charge is to go to the future, to talk to you about what's next. Having heard that incredible charge from the panel of do it, what does it look like out there? Well, first of all, I don't have to tell anybody here that a part of our future, we've talked about 50 years, now we're talking about the next 5 at least, or 10 on our way to the next 50. Part of that is fighting back. At CLASP, we've been saying the last 2 years have been the most dangerous for low-income people, with attacks on core programs for people of color, for immigrants and their families, with the hatred of any time in our 50-year history. So there's lots of fighting back to do. We have lots of experience at that. Many of you in this room do. We have victories. Who here helped protect the Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, from being destroyed? Hands here. That's incredibly important. But one of the things that I took away from this panel is that fighting together creates the relationships that make it possible to have a powerful, positive future vision. It's our ability with you as partners, with partners around the country, to be able to say, we fought back, we've documented the terrible things, and now we're moving ahead. I saw Taifa Butler from Georgia Budget and Policy Institute earlier today. I think she's had to step away. But she said to me, in every speech I say, don't just document the problems, bring the solutions. And that's what lies ahead for us. I used to work long ago for Marian Wright Edelman, daughter of the South, grew up in South Carolina, brought lessons from being a civil rights lawyer in Mississippi to Washington, D.C., and she always said two things that I've always remembered. One is, she always said, you have to make people's lives better day to day, and you have to move a big vision. You should never choose just one of those things. So that's what we both need to do, what we all want to do. And the other thing she said was assign yourself. What she meant by that was just the charge that you just heard. Figure out what it is that you can do to move the agenda forward. We have in your packet a postcard from CLASP. We'd love to have your names. We'd love to be able to continue to partner with you. We need your ideas. We want to support you as you move forward. We want to bring the wisdom of Atlanta and of Georgia to all kinds of places around the country. I'm talking in the next few weeks to advocates and officials in Illinois and in Connecticut and in Alabama and nationally. So we want to work with you to make this vision happen. For 50 years, CLASP has been fighting to try to give a voice to people who've been unrepresented. It's what we do well. We feel as though there's a lot we've learned from those lessons, but now's the time to empower the voices of change and the leaders for the future. When we started on this 50th anniversary, I was really worried that in a time of such threats, there would be a trade-off, that we'd be leaving something undone, we'd be failing to protect something, we'd be missing out on a vision because we were busy looking backwards. But what I know now, and what I know from this event, is that the wonderful thing about having a birthday is that you can lift up everybody, all your friends, the voices of your partners, and turn that into an agenda looking forward. So what I hope for from the rest of our anniversary year, you've started it in an amazing way, is that we'll learn, we'll recommit, and that we'll be able to lift up all of you, and together we'll change the world. Thank you. And so